As y'all know, man, it is a big free agency day, man. This is another big bombshell per Mike McCarthy via Clutch Sports. Kirk Cousins in agreement on a 4-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons. So the new QB1 is here, man. Falcon fans, y'all holla at me. How y'all feeling today with Kirk Cousins' deal? Now, to me, man, this just made the most sense. I was telling people about this. Like, I didn't come on the internet and say it. But I was telling people, like, Kirk Cousins to Atlanta makes sense, right? His wife's from here. I've seen him a couple times around the area, Roswell, and things like that, Alpharetta area. His wife grew up from here. So this really made a lot of sense. He comes back home. He, tail end of his career, about 4 more years. He's 36 years old. It just made the most sense, right? And then you get your guy who can obviously sling it. Now, for the Falcons, I don't know, because you kind of already know what Kirk Cousins is going to be, right? He's going to be a 4,000-plus yard passer, 4,500-yard passer. He's going to make the right reads, right? He's very intelligent on the field, right? He's going to help you win multiple games, right? You already got a roster that should be able to win about 10, 11 games this upcoming season, right? But there is a ceiling, right? When it comes to playoffs, right? I think he's won a game, maybe 2. When it comes to playoffs, can he perform at that high tier level to get you to an NFC Championship game, right? He has not been there yet. Y'all might be like, well, yes, he has. No, you guys are thinking about Case Keenum, right? When they took them to the NFC Championship game, with that miracle in Minnesota. When Stephon Diggs had that big catch against the Saints, they blew the game. That was not Kirk. So Kirk has never been in the NFC Championship game. But you got the roster, right? You got a Bijan Robinson, okay? You got a Drake London. You got a Kyle Pitts, right? You got a Jesse Bates on the back end, Jeff Okudah, Tyler Algier, right? You got the talent to be successful next year. And I think they should be able to make a run. But it's going to be interesting to see what he does come postseason time, right? And he could very well be next year the AP Comeback Player of the Year. We have to see. We have to find out. But Falcon fans, how y'all feeling? Now, it's different than going with Fields because Fields is, I'm not going to say the word erratic, but Fields, you don't know what he's going to become yet, right? Fields hasn't hit that ceiling. He's still young. So that's my biggest question out of this. What happens to Justin Fields? Because that made the most sense of where he could possibly go. Now, where is his destination going to be? Is he going to stay in Chicago or are they going to go get Caleb Williams? Now, to me, all Chicago got to really do is get him a number 1 receiver. You get a number 1 receiver, you get better. You already got DeAndre Swift in this free agency class. You've already gotten Kevin Byard, right, from Philly. You got those 2 players. So you're building the pieces around him to be good. Go get him a number 1, and I think you'll be fine with Fields. But it's going to be interesting to see what the Bears do, what's going to happen with Fields, and kind of how all that plays out. But for Kirk, 4-year deal, you're running back. You go to a new destination on a team that's on the rise. They got the talent everywhere, all over the field. Atlanta, you should be able to win, like I said, between 9 to 11 to 12 games next season. It should be a little bit easier. You didn't win your division this year, so it should be an easier kind of flight for you guys. And obviously, you know what Kirk Cousins is going to give you. Now, when it comes to playoffs, got to see what happens with that. But you've got a pretty good player in Kirk Cousins coming through. And it's going to be interesting to see how it works out. Because now, if you're the Falcons, you're going to have to reset your clock again in 4 years. Because this is not, I won't say he's not a franchise guy, but this is not a guy that is young, okay? He's not in his 20s. He's not early 30s, right? This is probably it. After these 4 years, you're going to have to look to move on. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that and how that all shapes out. But not a bad move. Y'all comment below, man, what y'all think of this move. Kirk Cousins to the Atlanta Falcons.